Saranam Gacchami Dhammam Saranam Gacchami Sangham Saranam Gacchami Buddham Saranam Gacchami Dhammam Saranam Gacchami Sangham Saranam Gacchami Buddham Saranam Gacchami Dhammam Saranam Gacchami Sangham Saranam Gacchami.
I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye Joda Zoge Jonam La Chanju Bardo Dane Gyapsuch Tage Jinso Gebe Sonam Ge Dola Penjir Sangye Rubare Sho Sangye Joda Zoge Jonam La Chanju Bardo Dane Gyapsuch Tage Jinso Gebe Sonam Ge Dola Penjir Sangye Rubare Sho Sangye Joda Zoge Chanjo Pado Tane Gyapsuch Dage Jinso Gebe Sonamgi Dola Penje Sangye Rubare Sho Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yevatat Desham Chayo Niroda Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Desham Dathagato Yevatat Desham Chayo Niroda Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yevatat Desham Chayo Niroda Evam Bhati Mahashramanaye Swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of causes as well as taught by the great seer. Deyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyada Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvahatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvahatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. Okay. What are the four attachments which we read every morning, and the verses, the verse by Aranagarjuna. Thank you. Any other reminders? Yes, same. And I think Professor William has something to remind us also. Professor William has something to remind us also. Yes, thank you. Okay, is there anybody who can, in this book, identify or tell us the page number for the Wheel of Life? Wheel of Life. 328, 328. Page 300, page 328. Page 328. Okay. The Wheel of Life. This is usually explaining this will take a little time. But here, since I've already explained what emptiness is, what bodhicitta is, and how miseries are triggered by the contaminant karmas, afflictions, and then what? Miseries triggered by contaminant karmas, afflictions, inappropriate attention, and the self-grasping ignorance, right? So we already studied these. It should become now easy for us to go through this Wheel of Life. Okay, I'm going to quickly explain this, the Wheel of Life here. Deborah, page 328. You got it? Good. Page 328. We are just looking at the painting. And the commentary, explanation there, you can read it on your own. It's not that difficult. So since that the earlier 5-day class, the 5 days of class, that will make things very easy for us. Reading it later on, not now. So first, I'll quickly explain what is in this painting. First of all, this painting, to tell you a little bit about the background of this painting, how did it come into existence, how did it come into being, was that at the time of the Buddha Shakyamuni, this was actually commissioned by the Buddha himself, and we need to know the story behind this. There were two kings, King Bimbisara and King Uttarayana. There were two kings there, and King Bimbisara was actually was a disciple of the Buddha. And also that, of course, he was somewhere there was a great connection. Even before Prince Siddhartha became the Buddha, there was a connection there. And they felt so connected. And then when Prince Siddhartha became Buddha, King Bimbisara became the disciple of Buddha Shakyamuni. Then the other king, King Uttarayana, he happened to be ruling a bigger kingdom. And King Bimbisara's Magadha, now Nowadays, I don't know whether that is known as Magat. So in the olden time, it is Magat. It was Magat, Magadha or Magat. And they in those days, kings, they become friends, they become foes. At one point, two of them were friends. And King Uttarayan sent a gift to King Bimbisara. A gift, armor as a gift, armor to protect from the arrows. The armor. And the armor happened to be extremely expensive one, made of gems, very precious, rare gems. And initially the King Bimbisara was so happy to get this very special gift. And once you get it, you have to repay something, pay back something. So being from a smaller kingdom, he did not have anything special to give. So he instantly felt low, because he had nothing to give back in. And then he approached the Buddha. What should I do? So this situation. Then the Buddha said, don't worry. You do one thing. You send one of your best painters to me. And then the king sent a very good painter to the Buddha. And the Buddha taught how to paint this. Buddha gave this description of this painting. So this painting actually came at the advice, direction of the Buddha Shakyamuni himself. And the Buddha, once the painting is done, then the Buddha told King Bimbisara, okay, now you offer this as a gift to King Uttarayan. And King Bimbisara was so happy. So what he did, he sent a message to King Uttarayan that, okay, say so in those days, there were the places where the different kingdoms they meet, the armies from different kingdoms they meet for war and for big programs. And the King Bimbisara sent a message to King Uttarayan to come to that field where the war used to happen, to the field with your army, cavalry, elephants, all these things. And King Uttarayan was so angry. I sent him a gift, extremely precious gift, and he is thinking of waging war against me. He was so angry. And luckily, this King Uttarayan, he had a very wise minister. And the minister advised the king, Your Highness, you don't really have to worry. Even if the war is waged, you will win. You'll be conquered easily. You are from a bigger kingdom. And just listen to what he said. And maybe it's war. It may not be war. We never know. Just listen. Even if it's war, you don't have to worry. You'll win the war. He is from a very small kingdom. So the king listened. And then he took the army, the cavalry, everything of the war, went there to the war field. And King Bimbisara also brought his army, everything from his side. And at a certain point, King Bimbisara got off from his horse, escorted by two ministers, and he was holding something in his hand. There's no indication of war there. So King Uttarayan felt relieved. So he also got off from his horse, and he headed towards King Bimbisara. Then King Bimbisara offered just a scroll King Uttarayan, and said that why I asked you to bring all the army and everything is for the reason that this is a very precious gift for you. And King Uttarayan was just amused. What is this gift? What is this? So he took it with great respect. He went back to his kingdom, and he was seeing what is inside. And it was draped in very expensive cloths, 5 layers of expensive cloths. And finally a painting came out. So why this painting is so special to be draped in very expensive the cloths, and also that too, one after the other, like 5 layers. Why? Why this painting is so special? So he put down the painting on the table, and he was just looking at it. And his wise minister was also there. The minister was there. And he was just studying this, seeing all these what is written there. Now what you are saying, he was seeing this, all these. And then he noticed one person there at the top, right. He noticed that. And then he asked the minister, who's this person? And the wise minister, he knew about the Buddha. He said that, don't address him as a person. He's the fully awakened one. He showed great respect. He's the awakened one. What do you mean by awakened one? The king asked. The one who's already liberated from samsara. Now he's guiding the beings from samsara to liberation, to freedom. And where is he? He's in King Bimbisara's kingdom. Then King Bimbisara became very important for this King Uttarayan, because somebody who's being respected by even his minister, the wise minister, and he's there and who's seen as the light of the world, is in King Bimbisara's place, not in my place. Then he asked, if I can also have him in my kingdom. The minister he said yes, but you have to seek the permission of King Bimbisara. You have to do it only in consultation with King Bimbisara, because the Buddha, the Tathagata Buddha, he is extremely close to King Bimbisara, and King Bimbisara is a great devotee of the Buddha Shakyamuni. So you can do it only in consultation with King Bimbisara. So if you approach the Buddha through King Bimbisara, things will happen. Then King Bimbisara become very important for him. So he had to go to Buddha through King Bimbisara. Okay. So after this, then the Buddha advised, okay, so the Venerable Tenzila is here, and Venerable Samala. What I'm saying is that the Buddha then advised the monks that this painting, so after this, now the painting is available. Then the Buddha advised that, the monks that this painting should be painted at the facade of the main temple. Just in front of the main temple, on the wall of the main temple. So, if there's a possibility, this painting, but properly, many of the paintings are mistaken. Many paintings, because the painters, good painters, may not be good philosophers. So they have no idea about the philosophy. And then up there to the left side, top, what do you see? Top left side, what do you see? A moon. So the painters, they are very creative. Why moon? Instead of moon, make it like Avalokiteshvara. Then remove the moon and put Avalokiteshvara there. And then instead of the moon, Avalokiteshvara, and then maybe as an auspicious indication, like the divine paradise, the pure land of Avalokiteshvara. Or if not at all, at least some flowers rather than the moon. Right? So this is where the painters make mistakes. So many of the paintings, even in some big monasteries, the paintings they painted on the walls, on the facade of the wall, they're wrong. You're getting it? So what should be the accurate painting, precise painting? Because all these, what is given there, there's a reason. Not just accidentally the moon happened to be there. No, there's a reason there. So the Buddha, this is what the Buddha advised. And in the Thosamling also, if you can have a similar thing, so that is what the Buddha advised. And in the sutra, you find all these descriptions there, how the Buddha advised the monks to paint this painting on the wall outside on the main temple. And the Buddha also advised that in future, the great learned monks like Shariputra, they will not be on the planet Earth. So it should be made the culture, a tradition for the monks, that the one learned senior monk should be appointed as somebody there to explain this painting when the pilgrims come. This is what the Buddha instructed. So these are all according to the Buddhist teachings, and if the monasteries, centers, knowing this, if they can do what the Buddha taught, that would be wonderful. Okay, I don't know whether you can assign somebody to there every day to sit there to explain this for the visitors, but at least we can do the painting. And if there's a possibility, you can make a very brief explanation of what the painting is and attach it there. That would be wonderful. Okay, so this painting, we talk about the Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetum Desham Tathagado Hevata Desham Jayu Niruddha Evam Vadima Ashramana Soha. Also we talked about Aranigarjuna's verse. Ceasing karmas and afflictions says nirvana. Karmas and afflictions arise from conceptualization of inner pretension, which in turn arises from the elaboration of self-grasping ignorance, and the elaboration ceases through the wisdom of emptiness. So, what the Buddha taught, further explained by Aranigarjuna in this verse, is well depicted here in this painting. In other words, how to generate renunciation. This is well depicted here. How we go through miseries, how we can undo the miseries. Okay. First, we see that there's also known as a wheel of life. Wheel of life. Wheel. Because that if we fail to identify the wisdom of emptiness, then we'll continue to circle like a wheel in samsara. Endless perpetuation in samsara. So therefore it is referred to as the wheel of life. Wheel of life in Tibetan, Sipa Kolo. Sipa means existence, life, and also samsara. The wheel of samsara. Okay. But it's not only about how we are projected in samsara, but also how to undo samsara. Okay, so we see that in the wheel there are the four main wheels there: innermost, second innermost, then the third, and the fourth. In the innermost, what do you see? You see three creatures there. So these three creatures, what we learned is that all the suffering they arise from contaminant karmas, which in turn arise from afflictions. And the afflictions, and then next to that, inappropriate attention, self-grasping, ignorance, both are included in affliction. Yes, you agree? So what we said, afflictions are two kinds, gross, subtle, right? And of the 5 points, in the context of the 5 points, affliction is only the gross one. But if you just say contaminant comes afflictions, then the remaining two, they're also included in affliction. Inappropriate attention and self-grasping ignorance. They're also included in affliction, which are the subtler version of afflictions. So, innermost circle is the affliction, the root of the problems. Afflictions, depicted by three creatures. All the afflictions, we see that they fall under three families. Three creatures depicting three families of the afflictions. One affliction, one family is where you feel attachment. One family is aversion. You run away from the object. And one family is ignorance. Attachment, aversion, ignorance. Either you are involuntarily pulled or involuntarily pushed, or say that you just have a dull state of mind, ignorance. These three things trap us in samsara. So these three creatures, they depict the three families of afflictions. The bird depicting attachment, family of attachment. And the snake depicting the family of aversion. And the pig depicting the family of ignorance. So all afflictions. So who was that who mentioned about the 84,000? Okay, so what Arka said, all the 84,000 afflictions, they all can be grouped into the three families. You getting it? For example, jealousy falls under the anger. Spite falls under anger. Miserliness falls under attachment. So forth, we see that all afflictions can be grouped, they put into these three families. Okay, now the afflictions, they give rise to what? Karmas, contaminant karmas. Second circle is the contaminant karmas. And what do you see there? Hey, what do you see there? In second circle, raise hands. Just raise hands. Yes, Venerable Karuna. Okay, same circle, you see that half white, half black. It simply means The black depicting the non-virtuous karma and the white depicting the virtuous karma. You getting it? Okay. Okay, now we talk about the blacks and the whites, right? So it can be, it can also be interpreted as racist, right? Okay, we may need to modify that also. I don't know, right? Okay, so basically it's depicting the virtuous karmas and then the non-virtuous karmas. And the virtuous karmas, contaminated virtuous karmas. You remember? Last time we said that all, say, the afflictions may not be non-virtuous. You're getting it? Likewise, all virtues may not be uncontaminated. You're getting it? Okay, note this down. Say, all afflictions may not be non-virtuous, number one. Number two, all virtues may not be uncontaminated. They are contaminated virtues also. They are contaminated virtues also. I'll give example, yes. Okay, let me first say this. Virtues is of two kinds, uncontaminated virtues and the contaminated virtues. Right? So here, in second circle, the white part, this only includes the contaminated virtues. What do you mean by contaminated virtues? How can virtues be contaminated? This question. Okay, let me give an example. Let's say that how many of you have dreamt of being kind towards others? At least one time in your life. Being kind towards others, being nice towards others. Raise hands. Okay. Raise hands. I'd like to see. Okay, the lady there, your name, the Rashmi, next to Rashmi. Huh? Lena. Okay, Lena, would you mind sharing with us what dream you had? Dream where you have been kind. Can you share a dream? It doesn't matter. Anyone else who likes to share your dream? Raise hands. Raise your hands. No one. Timothy? You don't want to share. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Yes, first here, Carolina.
Carolina. I had a dream not so long ago. Someone went to kill me, and in that moment I just stopped and started doing Tonglen for them because I was so concerned that they were going to be reborn.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. Okay. Good. And Jane? No, it doesn't matter. You are feeding birds. Wonderful. Anyone else who likes to share your dream where you have been kind? Yes, Venerable Tenzin La. It doesn't matter. Any dream where you are being kind. Wow. 17 Dharmasas or the picture of 17 Dharmasas? Statues. Okay, which means in the daytime you're imagining how I wish I have 17 Dharmasas statues. Okay, that's auspicious. Very good, amazing. Anyone else? Okay, the Kamalji? Okay, good. Wishing to have a Bodhicitta center. Is it a wish or in the dream you dreamt of that? Anyone else? Oh, yes, Sharipama.
This one night I had a dream that I was looking for lost children in the forest and
Huh.
I was collecting them and putting them in bed and putting them in my really nice blanket.
Wow, so kind. Wow, amazing. Okay, think of these dreams. Very pleasant, very generous, so kind. Being so kind. Okay, so in the dream, being kind to others, is that virtue or non-virtue? No doubt it is virtue. It is a virtuous state of mind. This virtuous state of mind, it is still tainted. How tainted? In the dream, did you believe the dream is real? You see the dream as real. Seeing the dream as real, seeing the small children as real, object real. Is that ignorance or is it wisdom? That is ignorance. So this dream of being virtuous is tainted by the belief that everything in the dream is objectively real. So it's tainted by ignorance. You're getting it? So therefore it's tainted, contaminated by ignorance. So therefore these virtuous dreams are the contaminated virtues. Likewise the virtue that we do, if we don't realize emptiness. By the way, dream, there are two kinds of dreams. There are two kinds of dream. One, conventional dream. Other one is unconventional dream. From the conventional dream, we wake up every day. From the conventional dream. For the unconventional dream, we have never woken up. We have never woken up. We can wake up once in a while, even before becoming Buddha, right? And then they say, when you reach the path of seeing, gate, paragate. When you reach the path of seeing, then you wake up. You wake up. Say forever long, you meditate on emptiness directly. You wake up, and then again you cannot sustain that experience. When you come out of meditation, again you go into dream, right? Okay. Then when you attain nirvana, at that point, then although you are not woken up, sometimes woken up, or sometimes not woken up, but you don't believe the dream is real, right? Unconventional dream, you know that this is not real, but still the dream is happening. Then when you become a Buddha, it's a fully awakened state, where you wake up from the unconventional dream completely. You are not affected by any stain. Okay. So, what we said is that contaminated karmas and the contaminated virtuous karmas and then non-virtuous karmas. The black parts symbolizing non-virtuous karma and the white part symbolizing the virtuous karma. There are two contaminated virtuous karma. And they say, with afflictions is the root, even the virtues that we engage in, although even the virtues, contaminated virtues, at the root there is the ignorance there. Because it's contaminated virtues. So, with these, then the result is number 3. Will number 3. What is will number 3? What do you see there? 6 realms. You see the 6 realms. Okay, bottommost hell realm. To the left of that is hungry ghost realm. To the right of that is animal realm. And then at the top, just above the hungry ghost realm, is the human realm. And then at the top, that is the God realm, God and Goddess realm. And then to the left of that, and to the right of that, is the demigods. These are 6 realms. So with these contaminated karmas, with the wheel number 2, with the contaminated karmas, results will be experienced in form of suffering in these 6 realms. Okay. So the number 3 depicts samsara. Number 3 depicts the resultant samsara, and number 2 depicts the how the resultant samsara is created by the contaminated karmas. Then the innermost circle depicts how the karmas are triggered by the afflictions. You getting it? Okay. What is the 4th circle? Outermost circle, what is that? What do you see there? What do you see there? Raise hands, those who are seeing this. Yes, Puja, what do you see? Huh? What do you see in the 12th link? What do you see in the last wheel? Fourth wheel? What do you see? So many. Tell me 2, 3. Yes. Oh, you're already expert. But anybody else? Wonderful. That's very precious. Anyone else? What do you see there? Right? Somebody who's seeing this painting for the first time, raise hands. Somebody who's seeing this painting for the first time, raise hands. No one. Only one. Only one. Okay. You can tell me. What do you say? Just give me a... There are so many details there. You don't go into detail. Just tell me overall what do you see there?
I've seen many human beings and all sorts of aspects of
How many components are seen?
12? No, I think 12.
Yes, you are right. This is a good guess. Whether it's a guess or from a past life, I'm not too sure. Why 12 precisely from past life? Okay, these are known as the 12 links of dependent origination. Okay, anybody who would like to explain to me what is this? Give me a broad picture of, the fourth wheel. Anyone? How would you explain this? What is this in the context of wheel 1, 2, 3? Anyone? Okay, make it very quick. Is that how the innermost circle depicts what? Afflictions. Second circle, contaminant karmas. Third circle, desire, the samsara. Samsara depicted by these 6 realms. Okay, so two innermost circles, they are the causes, and the third circle is the result. Results in the form of suffering. And the 2 innermost circles, they are the causal factors for the suffering, which is the third circle. Then the fourth circle depicts how the innermost circle is related to the second circle, how the second circle is related to the third circle. Detailed cause-effect relationship is explained by the fourth circle. You're getting it? Okay. Don't expect to understand what the 12 things are. You're getting it? For the time being, what I'm saying is that how the innermost circle is connected to the second circle, how the second circle is connected to the third circle. The link among these 3 circles are explained in the form of 12 links of dependent origination. You get it? And how? That you have to study separately. You getting it? If you're very interested, you join NMC, NDC. Okay. So with this, from this, the inner circles, the 4 circles, from this we see how Arinigarjuna, when the Buddha taught, Ye dharma hetu prabhava, hetum tesham tathagato hyavatat. All these phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. Okay, so these 4 wheels are what the Buddha taught in the context of the 12 links, in the context of the how the miseries arise from causes, and what the causes of the miseries are identified by the Buddha. This is it. Next, what is next? Hetum tesham tathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vadi mahashamanas. The cessation of the causes as well is taught by the great seer. Meaning, how to undo this wheel, cessation of suffering. Cessation cause of suffering is also taught by the Tathagata. How? How taught? Okay, you tell me what is what is at the top right? Top right, what do you see? Huh? You see the Buddha there. So, this is not Buddha Shakyamuni. Any Buddha, when you become a Buddha, he was also there. So, if you don't want to be in this wheel held by the demon's mouth, the demon's mouth symbolizes the impermanence of death. Meaning that if you are in the demon's mouth, there's no escape. You will die. So, samsara is marked by incessant death. Birth, death, birth, death, birth, death. So if you don't want to go into this chain of birth, death, birth, death, birth, death, get out of the mouth of the demon. Like the Buddha on the right, top right. Okay. Next question is how to get out. So what is the Buddha doing? Buddha is pointing to the moon. You're getting it? Moon, there's a reason there. It's not just accidentally moon is happen to be there. So the Buddha is pointing to the moon. The moon symbolizes our mind. Our mind. And mind, the true nature of the true nature of mind is like the full moon, not the crescent moon. Full moon, right? True nature of mind. So the Buddha is indicating that if you want to get out of samsara, let your mind be freed from all the stains. Right? Next question is how to remove the stains. So what do you find below the moon? Quotes, citations, 2 verses are there, right? In Tibetan, Sambarachashi Yumarcha, Sange Dena Jubacha, Tabu Kinam Lanjeshin, Chida Dene Shumbarcha. This is first verse. Kanshin Rabdo Payebe, Chudu de la Churchine, Gewe Koba Rambama, Dunga Tamar Chebar Guru. This is second verse. So these 2 verses were attached there, saying that if you want to be liberated, if you want your mind to be removed from all the stains, where you manifest your true nature, like the full moon, without any mental stains, where you experience the infinite happiness and total fearlessness, then discard the mental defilements, just as the elephant. Somebody says, you watcha, Sangedana Jubarcha, Gambukina Lanji Chida den Shumbarcha. Just as the elephant, when the elephant goes into the village, what happens? The elephant destroys all the huts. Likewise, you, by engaging in the teachings of the Buddha, awakened ones, you go to destroy the holes of the Lord of Death. The Lord of Death is destroyed, that you don't have to die anymore. Right? You attain the state of deathlessness. In other words, freedom. Okay. So, with a sense of conscientiousness, then you engage in the teachings to tame your mind. Then stop the cycle of having to take birth in samsara for total liberation. So, this is what is there in the 2 verses. So now from this what we see is that the 4 Noble Truths. What are the 4 Noble Truths? Anyone? 4 Noble Truths. Doala? Number 1, truth of suffering. Cause of suffering. Cessation of suffering. Path leading to cessation of suffering. Thank you. 4 Noble Truths, right? Okay. So now if you look at this is amazing. Just painting encompasses the teachings of the Buddha in different aspects. So on one hand is wheel of life, teaching on the wheel of life. Then on the other hand we see that truth of suffering, 4 Noble Truths, truth of suffering depicted by the 3rd circle. Truth of suffering depicted by the 3rd circle. What is next? To the cause of suffering depicted by the innermost circle and the 2nd circle. The 2 innermost circles depicting the cause of suffering. Okay, what is next? Hey Drishti, what's the next? Truth of the cessation of suffering depicted by the full moon. You stop all the mental defilements, self-grasping ignorance, make your mind absolutely pure. Right? Depicted by the full moon, the truth of the cessation of suffering. What next? The path leading to the path leading to cessation. Follow the teachings of the Tathagata, 2 verses below the moon, depicting the truth of the path leading to cessation. 4 Noble Truths intact. You getting it? Okay. Now in the mornings we recite Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dharmam sharanam gacchami, Sangam sharanam gacchami. I go for refuge in the Buddha, I go for refuge in the Dharma, I go for refuge in the Sangha. When you say this is taking refuge in the True Buddha. So when you say, I go for refuge in the Buddha, it doesn't mean that, oh, please save me, and the Buddha gives you some blessings and you are liberated. No. So Buddha is there as your refuge in the form of your teacher, in the form of your guide, in the form of a doctor. Doctor will help you diagnose your problem and give you prescriptions. That's it. So the doctor will not bless you and suddenly your illness is gone. No. Just diagnose your problem. When the problem is diagnosed, then the medicines will be prescribed. That is the doctor's job. That is what the Buddha does. Right? And if the Buddha can, like, say, take you from your suffering, remove like this, by magic, by now nobody should be suffering. You're getting it? Some people, they are easily deceived by saying that, easily deceived, like, this is our what? Easily deceived. What would you say? Too naive, and some people say too stupid, too silly, right? Saying that, oh, your Buddhism, Buddha in you have to study a lot. Your person, Buddha only teaches you, he will not really liberate you, right? And our what God leaves you like this, right? And then people are deceived. People think that that's very true, right? So in fact, there was once upon a time, there was one Tibetan, of course, was a Buddhist, maybe like perhaps 100 years ago. Then he became a Christian. And he met with the Buddhist friends, earlier friends, Tibetan friends. And he was telling his friends who were learned, saying that, oh, in Buddhism, you have to put effort, right? Buddha will not protect you. You have to put effort. Buddha teaches you, but you have to put effort. But according to our religion, meaning Christian that he joined later, according to our religion, we don't do anything. Just pray to God and God helps you. Right? When you die, He'll take you to heaven, finish. Your job is done. Right? If this is that easy, and some people they're easily happy with this, right? In fact, this is the naivety which we display, right? And sometimes many wrong things are happening in some countries. And the state media gives you another information which is not real. Oh, everything's okay. No problem in a country. Everything's okay. It's not okay, as everything is censored inside. Nobody can get in. Only the state media can get in. And state media is state. So it's everything's okay. Everything's perfect. And many people believe that. And some smart people, they don't believe. If this is okay, why you are not sending us inside? Why only the state media? Why not the free media? Why not? But many people, they are deceived. They're deceived. This is how we should not be naive. Right? So the question is, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Buddha is just a teacher. Buddha will not remove your... Okay, Buddha does not watch the negativities of beings. Nor does he remove your miseries by his hands. Nor does he transfer his spiritual realizations to you. His wisdom of emptiness will not be transferred. It is only through giving the teaching of this suchness that the beings are liberated. You're getting it? And just see how true that is. If it is that the Buddha can remove your pains like this, like they remove the thorns from your body, by now nobody should be suffering. Buddha loves everybody. Jesus Christ loves everybody. All these enlightened beings, Guru Nanak, amazing. He loves everybody. But still beings are suffering. Right? So therefore, we should not be too naive. This is the meaning of Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, to see the Buddha as the most perfect teacher. Then Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. So there at the top, left, right, we see the Buddha. There's a Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. What's next? Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. I go for refuge in the Dharma. What do you mean by Dharma? The doctor prescribes the medicines and then the medicines come or not? Medicines don't come, you have to go to buy. Right? You know what medicines you get now. Once the medicine is there, what should you do? You should take the medicines. What will actually protect you is the medicines, not the doctor. You're getting it? Even if there are thousands of doctors, surrounded by doctors, you don't take the medicines. Hey, please tell me what's my problem. You have this problem. So what should you do? Take this medicine. Well, hey, doctor, you are very world-renowned doctor. Please tell me what should I do? What's my problem? You have this problem. So what should I take this medicine? I don't want to take the medicine. So doctors, can they help you or not? They cannot help you. You're getting it? So doctors help you in ways of guiding you what your problem is and what medicines to take. Then the next comes this second. There is the medicines. And medicines to be taken. What actually removes your problem is the medicines. You're getting, what is medicine? Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. Dharma. What is the Dharma? Which is like the medicine, which actually cures you. Is the truth of cessation suffering and truth of the path leading to the cessation. That your mental defilements should be removed. When that is removed, that is the real protection. Self-grasping ignorance to be removed. You are protected with the wisdom of emptiness. Self-grasping ignorance is removed. That you are protected from self-grasping ignorance. Real protection. Bodhicitta, the self-centered attitude removed. You are protected from self-centered attitude. This is a real protection. So, the quality of the mental spiritual realizations and the quality of the cessation of the mental defilements depicted by the third and the fourth noble truths. Truth of cessation suffering. When that happens, the suffering will never come back again. You're protected. You're given the refuge. Realization. The realization of the wisdom emptiness, that will guarantee that the self-grasping ignorance will not invade you again. That protects you from the self-grasping. In other words, your realization and the truth, the state of cessation of the mental defilements, these two, if you have, you are protected. That is a real refuge. That is the true refuge. This is like the medicine. There is a dharmam sharanam gacchami. Okay, so these two dharma of the cessation suffering and the dharma of the realization or the path leading to cessation, these two are depicted by the moon and the two verses below the moon. The moon depicting the dharma of the cessation of the mental defilements. The moon is full now, where all the defilements are gone. Then the two verses depicting the dharma of the realization, the dharma of the path leading to the cessation. You're getting it? So these two depict the truth of the dharma of, the jewel of the dharma, dharmam sharanam gacchami. What is next? Sangam sharanam gacchami. Those beings like the Buddha Shakyamuni, right, who went from Gate, Paragate, Parasangate, Bodhis, all these beings along these, particularly the third one, Gate, Paragate, third one. Anybody reaches the third level, Paragate, you become a Sangha. Sangha meaning a very good role model. Very good role model in what way? To see the emptiness directly and to attain the state of purification of your mental defilements. Whosoever attains that, this is a very good role model. So the best role models are known as Sanghas. Sangha is not about the monks or nuns. Monks or nuns are symbolic Sanghas. They are very important, but then real Sangha, anybody can become a real Sangha. So that is when you realize emptiness directly and then you at least start to remove the mental defilements from the root. When that happens, you become a real Sangha. Okay. That is depicted by the Buddha himself. So the Buddha depicts the Buddham Sharanam Gacchami as well as Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. You are getting it? So we see the 3 jewels also there. 4 noble truths are there. 12 links of dependent origination is there. And the will of life, the overall teaching of the will of life is there. So all these teachings of Buddha and Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava, teaching on that is also here. So this painting is extremely significant teaching. Okay, good. Where do you see that? So this painting should not have. Some other painters may paint like that. This piece painting should not have. Where? This is not a face. This is just a tiger skin. Tiger skin. It's not a face. The poor tigers, the skin is ripped from the face and put it there. So to make the demon more scary. No, this is just a, say for example, okay, say, don't ask, right? Don't ask, what is the demon wearing, right? What does the demon eat usually? Don't ask these things. Just go for the demon. Demon is symbolic, demon's mouth, particularly demon's mouth, symbolic of impermanence of death. You getting it? Good enough. And just to make the demon more scary, then put like, what is that? Masculine, right? Very wrathful, to make it very scary. I don't want to be the mouth of demon, right? So it's just the skin. I think the Buddha. I don't think the Buddha made this. These are all later added skin, and maybe even his food may be kept on the side. Right? Some painters may do that later on, right? Okay. So we should not miss the main points. And then what is that? The ornament that the demon is wearing, is it made of gold or silver? Which gold? Gold from France or Italy? Which gold? Don't ask these. You're getting it? Okay, 2 verses. Yes, that's a good point. So if you read this, if you read the commentary, you see the 2 verses there. Where do you see the 2 verses? Page 333. 333, the 2 verses. They're in English, translated into English. Strive to eliminate the defilements. Enter into the teachings of the Enlightened One. Just as an elephant in the midst of huts, destroy the host of the Lord of Death. Destroy the host of the Lord of Death, meaning destroy your death, which means that transcend death, where you don't have to take birth in samsara ever again, so that you don't have to go through death again. Those with conscientiousness engage the Dharma pacification to calm your mind. Abandon the cycle of birth and bring an end to the miseries. Okay, these are 2 verses. Okay, same. The verse under the moon, actual depiction should be under the moon, but it's okay to depict it below also. Find the point is that these 2 verses, they say under the moon is more traditional, and then to put it down, that it is more visible. You have more space there for people they can actually read it for that purpose. Yeah. Good. So we have 1 more minute. What should we do now? Okay, quickly, thank you. Gade para samgade bodhi swaha. So what we did is that this morning, in the first session, we completed up to the point of that the 9th step. What is the 9th step of cultivating bodhicitta? Bodhicitta. You getting it? May I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. When this thought, may I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings, this thought can be of 2 kinds. One which is with effort, and the other one is effortless. With effort and effortless. So, what is the real bodhicitta? Real bodhicitta is the same sentiment which becomes effortless. So effortless desire, effortlessly desiring to become a Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. If you generate that, you have generated bodhicitta, effortless one. But to reach to that effortless state, you must first have the one with effort. Practice more and more, and then gradually it will become effortless. Right? Okay, true, I'll go for effortless. Right? I don't want to go with effort. No, it doesn't work like this. So whether you like it or not, first you have to go through with effort. Practice it, these steps, follow the steps, and then the step 1, 2, 3, and then every time you follow the higher steps, more the later and later steps, your mind becomes more and more strong for the bodhicitta. Then the 9th step, bodhicitta arises, but it's because of the effort in these steps. So this is known as contrived bodhicitta. Bodhicitta, where the effort is required, is known as contrived bodhicitta. So with constant practice, gradually it becomes so spontaneous. Without having to follow these steps, spontaneously this mind can arise whenever you like. At that point, that is known as the real bodhicitta or the full-fledged bodhicitta. With the full-fledged bodhicitta, the moment you generate the full-fledged bodhicitta, you as a person become a bodhisattva. You are referred to as a bodhisattva. When your bodhicitta becomes a full-fledged bodhicitta or a spontaneous bodhicitta, you become bodhisattva. When you become a bodhisattva, the moment you become bodhisattva, you enter the first part, the gate. Okay. So what is meant by gate, para, samgate, bodhiswaha? Okay, Ben. Gate. So literally it means go. Gate, go. Para gate, go beyond. Parasangate, go utterly beyond. Bodhiswaha, establish your full awakening. Okay, before gate, bodhicitta 2 kinds. Good. Okay, then the gate. So once you enter when you become bodhisattva, of the 5 parts, gate, you reach the first gate. And what is literal meaning? Go utterly beyond. No, go beyond, go utterly beyond, and establish your full awakening. Establish your full awakening. Okay, good. So they say now these are just more like metaphorical. Now the real meaning, gate. First, gate is the path of accumulation. Now, actual meaning of these: first one is known as the path of accumulation. Second one is path of preparation. Third one is path of seeing. Fourth one is path of meditation. Fifth one is path of no more learning. Let me repeat it. First one is path of accumulation. Number 2, preparation. Number 3, seeing. Number 4, meditation. Number 5, no more learning. 5 paths. Number one, the pathway accumulation in Tibetan is Tsoglam. Tsoglam. Number two, preparation is Jorlam. Jorlam. Number three, path of seeing is Tonglam. Number four, path of meditation is Gomlam. Number five is Miloblam, normal learning, Miloblam. 5 parts. Okay. And so for these 5 parts we need to explain a little bit, very briefly. We cannot go into detail, but this will be done in the next session. Okay, we'll stop here. Deyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhisvaha Deyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhisvaha Deyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhisvaha. 3 prostrations.